This is a stimulus check update and daily news report. Great news, the House passed the bill last night to extend the debt limit for now. When it comes to stimulus checks, Friday marks a tax deadline for certain Americans to qualify for stimulus checks. We'll also go over other deadlines as well for government shutdown, debt limit, infrastructure, Build Back Better plan. When it comes to Nancy Pelosi and the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan, she's talking about cutting it. I'll play you a video clip more of what she's talking about. Meanwhile, Pramila Jayapal, Progressive Caucus leader, says everything is staying intact. I'm going to play a video clip from the Republicans' perspective of why that $3.5 trillion package with stimulus provisions may not be the best idea. Also, I'll play the latest video clip from Bernie Sanders and how the pharmaceutical industry is trying to convince Americans that lowering the price of drugs may not be the best idea. And I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced update, hit the like button down below. Also, a quick reminder, I'm giving out $200 to my subscribers again, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. So House approves debt limit increase that will last through part of December and sends bill to Biden. House Representatives on Tuesday approved the bill to raise U.S. debt limit, the final legislative hurdle to averting a first ever national default. The bill now travels to President Joe Biden's desk for his signature and enactment. It will allow the Treasury Department to pay the nation's bills until early December. So basically what's going on here is we had the deadline of October 18th. We're meeting it by 5 days just by basically taking this debt limit and extending the deadline until December 3rd, which basically means all the problems, the conflicts, the headaches that were surrounding this debt limit increase is going to be 10 times worse at the end of November. So I'll keep you updated on that, but we don't have to worry about the default as of now. When it comes to other deadlines, or other deadlines that are going on, here are Washington's new deadlines for infrastructure, government shutdown, debt limit, and more. So what's going on here is October 31st is supposedly the infrastructure bill deadline, and since a lot of progressive Democrats are saying it needs to be in tandem with the $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan, most likely that's the deadline for those two big bills. When it comes to December 3rd, it's also the government shutdown as well as the debt default. So basically, this debt default government shutdown is going to be combined together, which is creating a perfect storm for a lot of conflict between Democrats and Republicans. When it comes to other deadlines, so Friday marks tax deadline to qualify for California stimulus checks. So if you live in California, you make less than $75,000, you're qualified for the California stimulus check of either $600 and or $500 if you have a child dependent. So you have to submit your taxes by Friday, October 15th, if you want to qualify for that stimulus check. And speaking of stimulus checks, the Change.org $2,000 per month to every American fourth stimulus check petition is currently at 2,925,000 signatures. It's growing every day, but we're not seeing any politicians endorse it or try to push it into that Build Back Better plan. As of now, it is not in that plan. Moving on, speaking about that big package, a very disappointed Pelosi and frustrated Biden confront the realities of a less ambitious domestic agenda. What's going on here is House Speaker Nancy Pelosi suggests Democrats could cut major pieces of Biden's economic plan. This is mainly to please the moderates in the Democratic Party, specifically Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. Here's a video clip of Nancy Pelosi talking more about this issue.
We have some important decisions to make in the next few days so that we can proceed. I'm very disappointed that we're not going with the original $3.5 trillion, which was very transformative. But in the whatever we do, we'll make decisions that will continue to be transformative about women in the workplace. So transformed because of childcare and which sort of go together, the child tax credit, home health care workers. Men benefit too, but largely women, and women are those caregivers as well. So not only to free up women to go into the workplace for their own professions and interest, but also to recognize the work that women do in providing that health care, issues that relate to family and medical leave and the rest. The Build Back Better is three baskets. It's climate, which we spent some time talking about already, health, jobs, security, and moral responsibility. It's health care, the issues that relate to the Affordable Care Act, Medicare and Medicaid, and family care. I mentioned some of those issues already. And so whatever we do, it will be transformative. It will produce results. And we are very grateful to our president for saying, I want to pass the bipartisan legislation on infrastructure, but I will not confine my vision for the future to what can be in that bill. Hence, we need the Build Back Better.
What are your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi's speech? Do you think that the $3.5 trillion bill should be cut? Should things be taken out of it? Well, according to Pramila Jayapal, who is the Progressive Caucus leader, she's saying we can do all of it. Jayapal urges Biden to push for at least $3 trillion. What she's saying here is that Jayapal explains support for shortening duration of provisions in reconciliation package as opposed to completely cutting it out altogether. So what she wants is we can't pit childcare against pre-K. We can't pit pre-K against climate change. We can't pit housing against immigration. So she wants all of it to be in there, and rather than cutting the programs completely, she just wants them to be shortened by a bit. And Pramila Jayapal and the progressives have proved that they have enough power to get what they want because they were able to block the infrastructure bill. So there should be more conflicts with this coming forward. Next, let's talk about how slashing Biden's spending bill to $1.5 trillion would mean 2 million fewer jobs each year, according to progressive economic think tank. So if the bill is cut in half, or at least by $3 trillion, it's saying that Senator Joe Manchin has said he will not support reconciliation bill more than $1.5 trillion, and that it could cut jobs over the next few years if that happens. Now, I gave you the Democrats' perspective, a lot of fighting within the Democrat Party, but what about the Republicans? So, mind-blowingly corrupt GOP congressman outlines worst parts of $3.5 trillion spending bill. So, I show you a lot of the fights within the Democratic Party, but what about the Republicans' perspective? I like to show multiple angles of different things, different opinions, different sides. Personally, since I'm an independent, that's kind of how I get my information, not just one-sided arguments, but multiple sides of one argument. Here is a video clip of Jim Banks talking about the $3.5 trillion package.
That's right, Laura. Keep in mind they're raising the debt limit so that they have the room to pay for their massive radical socialist agenda, the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. Speaker Pelosi talked about scaling it back a little bit today, but make no bones about it. This is still a massive bill that will transform America and make this a socialist nation overnight if the Biden agenda passes. And that's why Republicans have to do a better job of communicating to the American people of how dangerous this reconciliation bill really is. That's why I put out a memo today with the Republican Study Committee with 42 reasons that every Republican should vote against this bill, and 42 reasons that the American people should be aware that this bill it's not just the price tag, it's not just what it will do to inflation, but the dangerous components in this bill that will affect your daily life, like shutting down your daycare facility, especially if it's a faith-based daycare facility. It will give illegal immigrants free college tuition and child tax credits. It will create a climate police department. This was a wacky idea that AOC came out with a couple of years ago. We all laughed at it at the time because we thought it would never happen, and now it's on the brink of happening.
What do you think about Jim Banks pointing out the things that he doesn't like, and at least the Republican Party don't like, about the Build Back Better plan? Do you agree with any of that? Disagree? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. So Big Pharma is lying to Americans about Biden's plan to lower drug prices in a desperate attempt to protect their right to jack up the cost of essential medicine. So pharmaceutical industry for a very long time has been able to charge whatever price they want to Americans with almost no one stopping them. They have Congress in their pocket. So basically, as reforms make their way through Congress, Big Pharma's ad campaigns are in full swing. The ads are full of misleading claims designed to frighten patients and thwart reforms that would lower drug prices. Don't listen to their propaganda. These are the reasons their claims are false. David Mitchell is a cancer patient and founder of Patient for Affordable Drugs, the only national bipartisan patient organization focused solely solely on policies to lower drug prices. And this is all an opinion column according to Business Insider. So personally, I don't have a TV. I haven't seen any ads on this. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen any pharmaceutical ads claiming that lowering the prices is a bad thing? I'm not really sure. The only people who would benefit from having prices high are the pharmaceutical industries. So if we look at this tweet here from Bernie Sanders, this was a while back, back in April actually, but really powerful tweet. Cost to manufacture one vial of insulin, around $6. Cost of vial of insulin for consumers, in France, it's $9, Germany, $11. The highest on the list here, Japan, $14. But then in the US, $98 for a vial of insulin is how much they're selling it for. So they're making a crazy profit off of these things just in America. And so what they want to do is, or what the Democrats want to do, is lower the price of this and pay for a lot of other social programs. So Bernie Sanders says expanding Medicare benefits is not negotiable in the package coming up. Oh, sorry about that. And here is a video clip from Bernie Sanders.
He thinks that you want America to be an entitlement society, where he doesn't want that. He wants what he called a compassionate and rewarding society.
I'm not quite sure, and we need Mr. Manchin, Senator Manchin, to help us out here, what a compassionate and rewarding society is about. Does that mean addressing the reality that 600,000 people in America are homeless? Does it mean dealing with the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality that we have? Does it mean, dealing with the fact that 1 out of 4 Americans can't fill the prescriptions that their doctors write because the price of drugs in this country is in some cases 10 times higher than it is in Canada and other countries? So we need some specificity. Now, he wants to say, I believe in an entitlement society. I would not look at it, use that phraseology. I do believe in a nation based on economic, social, racial, and environmental justice. Yeah, frankly, I admit it. You got it right here on your show. I believe that all Americans are entitled as human beings to health care. I believe people are entitled to quality education regardless of their income. I believe that people are entitled to affordable housing. I don't believe that 2 people are entitled to own more wealth than the bottom 40% of American society. And by the way, one of the things that's playing out here, Rachel, I don't think the media has paid appropriate attention to it, is in the midst of all of this, the ruling class of this country, and that is the drug companies, the insurance companies, fossil fuel industry, they're spending hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Pharmaceutical industry has 1,500 paid lobbyists on Capitol Hill, 3 lobbyists for every member of Congress, so that we don't raise prescription drugs. So this is a pivotal moment in American history, it seems to me, really.
And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. So this is the one thing that you should really know. What are the things that makes you happy? Tell me. What is it? Being with your family? Because being with my family makes me feel so warm and comfy in the inside. And also, a second thing that I love doing is I love being with my sister. I know she's a bit crazy. So this is all the things that I wanted to say in the comments. And say anything in the comments below if you want to do anything. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So about the $200 to my subscribers, I did that about a month ago, and it was really rewarding to give people in the Wiseflies community $200 checks. They received it, they loved it, and I want to do that again. I want to give back and show my appreciation for all of your support. So in tomorrow's video, I'm going to announce all the details for those $200 checks, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click up here or down here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.